Okay, so brushing knee. Okay, first, you need to think about stance. Right? So whether just like boxing stance or this modified Shin stance. Okay, so Andrew first going to throw a punch. Okay, first this punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cross punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before you learn to do block to strike, you first need to learn defense. Right? Defense is not when he throws a punch, other punch. I just block. That's not defense. Right? Because blocking, you can still get hit. Right? So he throws a punch, boom, right on the nose. Again, throw the punch, boom, right on the nose. Okay, so therefore, it's important to understand whenever you're thinking about realistically applying your technique, you first have to make sure that your spine is not completely straight. Okay, this concept, this principle of lifting the crown, okay, in Tai Chi, is impractical for applying your techniques because, yeah, you lift your crown, right? Everything looks so nice. Boom, somebody throws a punch. Okay, you're going to get hit. Okay, right on the nose. Boom. Okay, or on the mouth or on the forehead. And even if you try to block, boom. You see, I try to block, boom, punch comes. Right? So number one thing is to learn about defense, which is you have to tuck your chin and your head is pointing diagonal. Okay, your head is not pointing up. Your bai hui point cannot be pointing up. Your bai hui point is pointing diagonally. Okay, so now when he throws a punch, right, you first need to understand how to get hit. Right? That's number one. Okay, second, once you learn how to get hit, okay, left, right. Left, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, like this. Not too much force, right? When you work with somebody, the person that's doing the punch, not to apply too much force. You need to gradually add that force, right? To feel first.
Is that too much?
No, it's okay. Light force, yeah. For beginners, particularly, we need to start with lighter force and then gradually add up. Yes, like this. Okay, and once you get the sense of getting hit on the forehead, then it's stupid to get hit on the forehead, right? So then you need to now start adopting the hands. So when he throws, right, just one side, other hand. Right, so now you need to create the defense, which is using this hand and using the shoulder. Okay, so when he throws that punch, other punch, right, when he throws the other punch, this is not really to block his punch, it's just to get a feedback, right, get a feedback. Okay, and then you need to add the shoulder. So when he throws the punch, you see shoulder is creating a defense punch to the chin. Right to the chin.
Right.
Yeah, right to the chin. Right, okay, punch. If I don't have my shoulder as a shield, I get hit. Hand is very thin. Okay, it's not going to be thick enough to really block that punch. If he really throws a punch, that impact is going to go through. because the hand is not that thick. So therefore, also the shoulder plays a role, okay, to absorb the impact punch to the chin. Yeah, also when he's punching, when you're working with somebody, that punch should not be going this way. Okay, that will give a false confidence because the punch is not really going to the chin, it's like slightly out the chin. So each time you're doing this, you feel very confident. Oh, I'm not getting hit. But realistically speaking, people are not going to punch like this away from your chin. They're going to be directly aiming for your chin or your chest or your stomach. Okay, so he has to go straight to the chin. Right? So now you have to create the proper defense, hand shoulder. Okay, that's number one. That's your defense. The block is not really your defense. Okay, if you don't have this, and he throws a punch, you think this block is your defense. Wrong. Okay, first, this block is not going to do anything. That force is going to go through. Or if he throws 1-2, boom, no defense. Because there's no body mechanics. Defense comes from body mechanics. Defense doesn't come from just the hand doing some kind of block, hand doing some kind of block. That's not defense. Whenever you block something, something else is going to boom. Right? Each time you try to block something, something else is going to attack. Okay? So without body mechanics, blocking is not defense. Okay? Blocking just open yourself up to different things. If you punch this, I block, boom. Okay? So to properly create a defense is when he throws that punch. You see, my whole body is moving. Okay, so the blocking component, it just helps to guide my body. Right, my body is creating the angles. Right, even if he throws 1-2. You see? Right, so now your body is moving within the space. Right, target cannot be fixed. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so now he throws that punch. 1. Okay, I have to ensure that his other hand cannot reach. Yeah, even if you try, it's not going to work. Right, and I have defense here. Okay, from there, then you can apply brushing knee technique. Okay, so the brushing knee, if you see the movement, 1, 2. What is the first thing in brushing knee? Is to go backward. Okay, brushing knee is not going forward. It's first going backward and then going forward. If you only go forward, okay, and if you throw 1-2, 1-2, boom, you run into the punch. 1-2. Okay, it doesn't matter how strong you can hit, okay, because his punch is right there, aiming for your head, for your face. Boom, you get hit. No good, right? So first is going back, but going back is not a passive action. You're not retreating, right? If he throws a punch, I go back. If I go this way, can I go forward? I can't. Right, again. 1. You see, I cannot go forward. He throws a combination 1-2. Slow motion. Boom. You run into the punch. Again. 1-2. 1, 2, boom, you ran into the punch. So the going back is not passive, it's active. You are actively creating the defense. And then also that defense is setting up for your offense. So you punch, right? And then 2. Okay, again. 1. You see, he did a combination, right? So, but if you have a good defense, the second one, okay, it's not going to be very effective, right? If you try 1, 2, right? Shield, shield, it's already there, right? And then you can attack, okay? And the attack is not going to look something so nice, right? Realistic speaking, as long as you can hit somebody, that's already you achieve your goal. Okay, it's not going to be looking like, wow, I attack like this, and then send somebody, jumping off or sending somebody, a couple of feet away. It's not going to be like that, right? Just whatever you can to be able to enter into your opponent's space. That's what's important. So maybe here, 1, okay, 2, right? Maybe I cannot even enter his space, right? Again, 1, 2, and then 3. If you're close enough, you enter his space, right? When you enter your space, then it doesn't have to be the hand attack. Okay, it can be the head, right? Chest, chin, anywhere you can hit. Okay, but first one is not to make it complicated. It's just to deal with one punch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just one punch.
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And second thing you need to understand, after you create the defense, you see where my hand is? Here. Okay, by my chin, and attack 1. If your hand is not there, you do 1. Okay, you go forward, there's no defense. Right, your hand is here. Yeah, it may give you a lot of momentum when you throw that punch, but you have no defense. Right, doesn't matter how strong your army is, or how strong your punch is. If you have no defense, it doesn't matter. Right, your army can be very strong, charging forward, but there's no defense. Right, it's not going to work. So, 1, you see, 2, 1, 2, and also rotation. Okay, when he throws 1, okay, you cannot be thinking about this. It's not going to work. You need to create a rotation. Okay, the rotation comes from here. Okay, that's the starting point of this rotation. Okay, from here. You see, without this rotation, if my foot is not moving, I just block. It's not very good. Why? Because my body is not setting it up for the next attack. Because if I do this without moving my foot, if I want to throw the other's hand, it's very limited. The range of motion is very limited. So from 1, without moving my foot, to 2, attack, I cannot generate any force. Right, just arm, push, no good. So to generate the momentum, the defense requires turning the foot, and so now you are generating the momentum. You are loading up the momentum, right? So once you load up the momentum, then you reverse the rotation. Okay, now the attack has some power behind it, right? Yeah, it's a whole body rotation. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, that's purely from a application point of view. But if you want to add the internal component when he throws that punch, then the force, the rotation, doesn't come from here. It's not initiated from the foot. Okay, the foot just follows the rotation. And where do you initiate the rotation? From your center, from your dantian. Dantian initiates the rotation, and then the foot follows the rotation. Okay, or add on to the rotation. Okay? Yeah, starts here. Right, and this rotation may not be practical. But if we're talking about internal is not just thinking about martial applications. It's thinking about martial applications and at the same time thinking about internal development. So therefore, you need to work on two aspects. So now thinking about the internal development, this force initiates from here, from dantian. Okay, and then reverse. Right, and the hand starts from here when you do the strike. It's like launching a missile. Okay, like an airplane, right? Carrying a missile, and this is my target, right? So my whole body is the airplane, and my hand, the hand that I'm going to do the strike, is the missile. Right? Now the airplane carries the missile and then locks on the target and launches the missile. But if your airplane, okay, charges forward and your missile is here left behind. Okay, you lock into a target and you try to strike, no good. Because your missile is not with you. So your missile has to be here. 1, 2. Yeah, so that's dealing with the cross. Okay, if he throws the jab, okay, you can also try. Okay, like this. But it's more dangerous because his overhand cross is a lot more powerful. Okay, whereas this way, if he throws the cross first and he throws the other hand, it's easier to block. But if he throws the jab first and then he throws the other hand, it's harder to block this way. Okay, but sometimes there's no ideal solution to things. Right? You cannot just think about, okay, if he does this, then I do this, and then he does something else, and then I react in this way. It takes too much time. Right? Sometimes you just don't know. If he throws a jab, whatever comes to your mind, you just have to use it. If he throws the other hand, then that's something you don't really think about while you're blocking this hand. You block this hand, and if he does something else, you then have to then react, then think what to do. It's not like you can already think 2-3 steps ahead. It doesn't work. Right? Or another way to do this, if you throw the jab, you can block with this hand instead, not this hand. If you block with this hand, if you throw the other hand, okay, at least I have this arm to do some kind of defense. 1, 2. You see? 1, 2. Okay, 1, I block. 2. Okay, it's not my elbow. Defending straight. No. It would injure the elbow. Okay, also injure his fist. Okay, so when he throws the other hand, my elbow has to come from the side way to push it away. Let's do it from this angle. Right, he throws the jab, and then when he throws that punch, my elbow pushes away, not hitting. No good. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now again, this angle. Okay, so slow motion. 1. Okay, 2 again. Your elbow goes from the side way, but that's not enough. This hand need to come back here. Okay, slow motion. 1, 2. You see? Again. 1, 2. If I just leave this hand here and he throws the other punch and my elbow block from the side way, what if my elbow misses his punch? Or maybe I'm able to touch his arm and just slide off. Okay, then his punch would go straight. Then his punch would be able to go through again. 1, 2. 1, 2. You see? I tried, but it may not always work, and I get hit again. 1, 2, boom! You get hit. So you need to think after the first block, hands need to come back. 1, 2. You see? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now from 2, okay, then you can attack. Right, slow motion. 1, 2. You see here, 2. And then what do I do next? Okay, I attack. But I cannot directly attack because 1, 2, his fist is here. If I go forward, I'm getting blocked. Right, so 1, 2. Then what you have to do next is that you need to absorb that punch, swallow that punch. 1, 2. Yeah, so that punch here, you block and you swallow, absorb. Yeah, take it with you. Take it with you, boom. You see, you pull, swallow, and strike again. 1, 2, 3. Like this. Okay, and this is all part of brush knee.